Hello everybody. Today I'm going to try to figure out my water system in my new camper and figure out how to winterize it, get antifreeze in all the places that I can't get the water out. So bear with me here. I'm going to show you some things. First off though, I've got to make some kind of a latch to hold this lid up so I can work in here. Okay, something as simple as that. It's going to make all the difference in the world. Now I can get in there and not drop it on me. I see these 3 lines going back here. 3 lines. 2 small ones, 1 big one. So I'm going to go back up in the front and see what the heck these do. I mean, these are obvious. I'm not sure what that does. Let's go take a look. You can see the light there. That's where it's coming through. All 3 of these lines coming out over to the side. So the bottom one is the city connection. Top one's where you fold up with a hose or a bucket. And I'm pretty sure the little one, oh yeah, if you look real close, there's a vent right there. That vents the... So that's how it works. And we'll get into it. I'm going to label all these labels. I'm going to give you labels of all the pipes so we know what we're doing before we start. This is the question, B and E. So I'm going to go look on my computer and learn something about those. Didn't talk about it in the book. Pump's got this little screen in it so you don't pump dirt into all through the trailer, and it's all full of little shavings that came out of plastic shavings that came out of the tank. So if I wouldn't have caught that, sooner or later that screen would have plugged up and we would have gotten no water. Now also they use these clamps. They're cheap, but they're solid. Trouble is getting them back off is a hard part. So I got to figure out how to get these off without breaking these little plastic fittings. If I break the plastic fittings on the tank, I'm really screwed. So I'll get back with you as soon as I get this. I'm going to pull this pump clear out of here. Okay, so I got the pump out. I don't know if you can see. I'll try to get it the best I can. If you look in there, there's a little screen. The screen comes out of there. You just reach in and pull it out. I already cleaned it. And then you got to very carefully put it back in there. It's got a little tiny place. You probably won't be able to see it because it's all black. Plastic, see? Goes right back in there. I'll put it in so you can look at it again. It's back in there. And this little plastic cover, it's got a little O-ring. Looks kind of weird, but seemed to work. It goes in there. It's just tightened down with hand tight. Just enough to press that O-ring. And that's it. And when it's in there, you can look through there and see if there's any dirt. I can see some dirt. Actually, it wasn't dirt, it was that plastic in there. That's something else to look for. I'm going to go ahead and take the rest of these clamps off. I'm going to replace it with something like this. So if I need to take it off again, that's where I'm at. Now first I got to get this stupid screw out that they jammed in here. I don't know how I'm going to get that out, but I'll take it and put it in my vise, see. Okay, I've got a way I can siphon some, put some antifreeze into my pump. But before I pump any antifreeze through my system, I need to drain my water heater and figure out how to bypass the lines to it. I'm hoping it's somewhere there's a place. Taking out the anode rod. I'm just going to lay it here so I don't lose it. I'm draining the water out. Opened up this. This is the pressure relief valve in case something would happen, it would overheat. I'm just going to open that up and let some hot air in there. Water. While I'm doing that, stuff out of the way here. It's a 1 1/4 socket I needed. I'm going to go inside and see if there's a way to get to that water heater from the inside. Surely is. Crap is in this closet. And this ought to be fun. Jeez. Well, you may have to just take my word for it. Look at this. Oh my, look at that. The control box. There's some lines. Oh boy. Did they or didn't they? I do believe I found the bypass. See, now it's pointing down instead of back. So now that should bypass water to the water heater. It's running. And it's disconnected from the tank. I've got it hooked into this. So once I put this in there, it should start pumping. What I'm going to do, I'm going to stick this in there, see if it starts drawing antifreeze, and it is. See it there? I don't know if you can see it, but see the red stuff? Well, doing this and showing you is going to be another story. But it is trying to pump it. Already I got pink coming out of the cold. Got pink coming out of probably this one. Let's see. I'm also filling up the drains with it too, so that helps. Got pink coming out of there. Maybe out of antifreeze. Drained it. Alright, I'm going to try this again, only this time go in this black hole and let you see what I'm looking at here. There's a valve on the bottom. If you can see the handle now, I turned it up. And there's a valve on the top. If you'll remember, it was turned to the back. So basically, when we're running this thing, when it's warm out and you don't care about freezing, both of those handles should be pointing to the back. On the bottom one, it's almost buried in there. I had to take a pair of channel locks to get a hold of it. I thought I was going to break it, but I didn't. And I turned it up. So now, that looks like that shuts off the water to the bottom of the water heater, which is the cold. This shuts off the water to the top of the water heater, which is the hot. Makes sense. And hopefully now they're bypassed and the cold will go into the hot water lines and it'll be antifreeze. So let's give it a shot. I already pumped the cold water lines with with a half a gallon of this. I only got 1 gallon left. I may have to go into Walmart and get me a gallon. This is some that I had around here. Go ahead and open this and hook on the hose. Try to let the pump suck that antifreeze into the system. The problem was it shoved a lot of it into the water heater and ran out on the ground. I'm going to start it up, see what happens. Make sure all my faucets are off. There's pink hot water tub. Pink. Still getting clear water, that's not good. Now we got pink. Still got a little bit left. I'm going to redo the cold ones. Cold. 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 Alright. I can't think of anything else. I'll drain it all. And my pump has it in, so I think I'm good. I think I'm done. It's just that simple. If you know where that valve is. The shower can't have water in it because I got it hanging upside down. So there we go. Sometimes things are so simple they seem like they're hard. I'm like darn sure those drains have antifreeze in them. Okay, I've got a little bit left of this antifreeze. Dump it down the drain. A little bit left. We'll dump it down this drain. This will be the hardest if it ever froze and I had to change it. Dump it down this one. What we're doing is filling those P-traps up with antifreeze. So they can't freeze and burst. And these valves, I had to close them off to isolate the water heater so I could drain it. This one was really hard for me to get to, so that's why I cut this hole in the wall. Before, you had to go through this wall here. It was a half a wall, and you couldn't really see what you were doing. So I took the wall out, made sure I knew where everything was, cut this hole here by the toilet so I could get right to the valves and see them. And then I just made myself some little brackets here. This is the piece, this is the half wall that was inside there. So I just used it to cover up my... Drop it in. We're good to go. Simple and easy to get to. Put the anode back in the water heater. There's no water in it. I used a little bit of pipe thread compound on it. Got it snug. That's about it. Go ahead and close it up.